Hello and welcome, folks. My name is Pat Gage, and this is the part five, I should say, in our video series of syndicating a deal step by step. This is part five, which is analyzing a market. And in these videos, we take a 5,000 foot level view of the syndicating a deal or syndicating commercial deal step by step at the 5,000 foot level, so you can get an idea in these short videos of the feel for how these are done. This one here in particular I love doing because I love analyzation and getting into the details and the weeds, and we'll get into that in about 2 seconds here. But first we've got to do the disclaimer. Yes, folks, this is not a offer to sell or solicitation to offer to purchase an investment or security. This is not an offer to sell, purchase, to buy, or whatever. I'm not a licensed accountant. I'm not a licensed attorney. I'm not a realtor. I'm not anything licensed. This is for educational purposes only. This information relates to a possible real estate opportunities for qualified purchasers who have established an existing substantive relationship with Pat Gage and or the Block G Group LLC. Natural persons qualify as investors by virtue of such pre-existing relationships and by proof of business experience, income, and net worth. Wow, what a mouthful. But anyway, what that basically says in a legalese word: please don't take my word for anything. Please go talk to a paid professional in this, either tax or attorney or a realtor, broker. This is for information and educational purposes only. All right, let's get going, folks. Analyzing a market to buy in. Now, a lot of people, I meet a lot of people at seminars and come up to me and say, "Great, where are you investing?" "Well, I'm all over the country, or I don't know where to get started." And hopefully, in this video is going to kind of give you a methodology that you can follow and break it down from the overall United States down into a state, and then from a state down into the cities in that state. And that's kind of how I look at analyzing a market, and that's how I've been doing this for 25 some years, so it has definitely proven very advantageous to do this. So you're not waking up one day and going, "Oh my gosh, what happened? This market just turned." Well, the market didn't just turn. The market had been turning, or you should have seen the signs and stuff. So anyway, analyzing a deal, there's a couple different things that we do. First of all, where to go, where do you need to go, and again, doing this, these are two big places that you could go and look and get at least a start to where you want to invest in. Okay, so once you start this real estate journey, especially in commercial real estate, it's a lot bigger dollars, a lot bigger fish to fry, so there's a lot more money to be made. So you want to make the right decisions. Now, like Dave Lindahl called it emerging markets, a seller's market one and a seller's market two. And that's basically what this is. He pays attention to industry periodicals, industry reports that says, okay, this one is here. Now, here's analyzing a market to go. The Milken Institute, which is the bestcities.org, -org. That's a very good place to start. They come out with a yearly rundown of the best cities, and there's their website there. Large cities and small cities every year. Okay, you can download the report, and so what you're doing is you take that report and then you go to this next one here, to spelling best paces, and compare them and see which cities, or I should say states, are popping up on those lists. Which one is coming up all the time. Is it Florida? Is it Georgia? Is it Utah? Is it California? And then that's where you start and say, okay, that's a good area, and it may be in your backyard. You may live in that area. You may live in that state. And then again, that's where you start at a high 5,000 foot level of that. And then what you do is, once you get these two and compare and pick out a couple states, or maybe even one state, maybe the state you live in that you want to move into, right? That you want to move down. Then you take a little closer look at this, and then you go in and say, okay, I'm going to analyze a market again, looking at these services here. Now, this is van lines, or this is moving companies. These companies come out with reports on a yearly basis of where people are moving to, what states are moving out, and what states are moving in. Again, North American Van Lines, you got United Van Lines, and also you have U-Haul to catch the people that do it yourselfers. And these have very good, and I'll leave in the show notes, I'll leave these links in the bottom there. This gives you a better idea of what's going on. Again, you compare the first two to this, and you start seeing, okay, one state showing up. Okay, everybody's moving into that state, or everybody's moving out of that state. And so you can see the trends that are going on. And again, folks, this doesn't take all day. This doesn't take 20 hours of your week to do this. This is periodically what I do is I do this every 6 months. Okay, I do this every 6 months, see where we're at, because again, we're looking at staying in an area 2 to 5 years, or 3 to 5 years with a commercial property. We want to make sure that we know what we're doing and where we're going. So once you get this information, right, folks, so you get this, so you look at where they're moving to, where they're going. So now, we look at it even further. So now let's say you got from the spelling report down to best places. Now you know the moving, you've targeted a actual state, right? Now you look at further, another step down, and I'm using the analogy of a step ladder where you're coming down from the highest of the United States. The next step is the state, and then the next step below that is the, okay, I'm in the state, what cities in that state. And again, Milken report and spellings give you cities as well, so you'll be able to zero down if you see, let's say for example, Florida is one that you want to target and it's on both Milken's list and spellings is the best place to be. Then you can drill down in and what cities within Florida, because not everything in Florida is hot. Actually, it's Orlando and Tampa, St. Pete right now, and Clearwater. Other areas are not as hot as those areas are. So I mean, again, you kind of take that information and move down. Now we look at further moving down even farther as far as income and jobs. You go to the Labor Bureau of Labor Statistics and sign up for their newsletters that come out and kind of give you an idea of the unemployment, or I should say this one is employment data. How many people are employed there? Everybody's moving there, okay, but are they employed? Is there enough jobs? And again, that's what we look for in these areas is employment. We look for businesses coming in, creating jobs, because yeah, you can have a whole lot of people there, but if there's no jobs, they're living on the streets, right? So you got a big problem. Then you take a look at the local unemployment by state. Okay, what's the local unemployment? Okay, the overall employment in the United States is 4.5%. That's the overall unemployment rate. Okay, if that state, yeah, everybody's moving to it, but yet the unemployment is 5.6%. Okay, is it changing? Is it moving? You monitor that, and that's how when people talk about these emerging markets, they see trends. Okay. You can also look at Wallet Hub is another good one. And again, folks, these are the ones that I use and our company uses to do this. There is several other ones. Again, I like to use the U.S. Census and the Bureau of Labor Statistics because that's the government. That's kind of, they're kind of again on this part they're kind of rock solid and their data is pretty good. So you can find out about income and jobs from Wallet Hub as well. All right, so now let's take a look at from further down. Let's say you get these. Now you can also get information from brokers, broker sites, as well as more government sites. And again, all these links will be in the show notes of this video, so please take a look. So Berkadia Research, that's Berkadia, that's Warren Buffett's real estate company they have. Now I don't have the links here because obviously they'd be too long for the page. Marcus and Millchap has a lot of different reports, and again, this is where you need to focus on which area of commercial you're going into before you get into these different diagnosing of the areas. If you're going into mobile home parks or apartments or self-storage, then you'll know which reports to pull from these different brokerages houses. Now again, you need to read through these come out in quarterly, they come out in yearly, different things. There's Numeric, Knight and Frank, CBRE, which is CB Richard Ellis, very good reports that come out on a quarterly basis. They kind of show you what the entities are doing, what self storage is doing, what's the asking rent, what's the square foot price, what's the cap rates, and that's how you find this information out, folks. This is how you find out what the cap rate is in that local area. So when you do contact the broker in that area, you're using that local broker as a sounding board. Hey, you don't say, hey, I look at CBRE and the cap rate was this. Just say, well, listen, I see from industry reports, the cap rate is somewhere around 6% in that area. Is that a good feel? And the broker, one, kind of knows that you've done some research and you're kind of more sophisticated than the first time buyer, even though you may have never done a deal. But you can say, okay, yeah, and he may say, well, yeah, we're about a 6.5 here. Okay, great. So you make a note of that. But again, you've done your homework with this. Okay, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac put out very, very good reports. So as Yaldi does too. They put out very good reports on, again, a quarterly and a yearly reporting cycle. And again, just Google these places, look up reports, research. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have some very good. They have some couple videos on there that are very good on their site. And again, that's the government. That's Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac lending, who we use for putting loans on these properties. So they're really going to be in touch with the market, and that's going to give you a good overview as far as what's going on in these different marketplaces. Listen, I hope that this helped you folks. I hope it at least gave you a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of direction of where you can go and get started with this business. It's not as big and hairy as it seems, but I hope that this video here, being short and at 5,000 foot level, at least gave you somewhere to start. I appreciate it very much, and look for our next video. But what I'd like to talk about right now is, what are we doing? What is the Opportunity Creator Group doing? Well, folks, we're buying mode. We're definitely in buying mode. We're looking for self-storage and multifamily properties across the country. So we're looking in about 4 different states right now. I'm doing a lot of due diligence. The deal flow is a little down right now because there's interest rates are going up, but what we see on the market is a little tight as far as the asking compared to the purchase price. But that's okay, no problem. But if you want to stay more in tune to what we're doing, I suggest that you sign up for our newsletter. It's free, and again, we don't spam you. We do one email a month, and we're kind of hard pressed for time to get that out. So we get one newsletter a month out, telling you what we're doing, what's going on, the deals we're working on, stuff we're seeing in the industry, kind of that stuff, and just we use that list as well. So if we have an opportunity available, we'll use that to push the opportunity out to you guys. So if you want to, and it's very non-intrusive, no big deal. But right now, what I like to do is kind of say, what can we do to help you? You're watching these videos because you're involved in some side of real estate or wanting to get into real estate. What can we do to help you? Are you buying or looking to buy self-storage or multifamily? Are you looking to get into this business? Do you have a deal that you're looking at, and you're kind of you really don't have everything tied up, or you need somebody to bring it across the finish line with you? Well, we look for joint venture partners as well. We partner with a lot of investors, and again, this is really what syndication is, folks, is partnering with people, to get things done, to take down this big elephant, as they say. If you want to, you want to eat an elephant, what do? Well, one small bite at a time, right? If I had all the money in the world, I would still go out and borrow money from investors. Okay, that's the same thing with Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, anybody does. But if you need a joint venture partner, definitely email us, get a hold of us, and I'll give you that contact information here. Now, if you got something that you just want a big referral fee, you like doing that, we like writing big checks, there's my personal email. Go ahead and give me an email. Let me know the time and stuff available. We'll get on a phone call and see what you got. We'll take a look at it. We can't make any guarantees, in which we never do, and see if this is, we can do business together. If this is something that we like doing, and we'll bring in our team and we'll go for it. But again, it's just a unsolicited offer. If that's what you like to do, fantastic. But if nothing else, the next steps you should do is definitely sign up for our newsletter. Again, we only mail out once a month. We don't spam. We don't promote any other products. I don't have anything else to sell. I'm not selling anything. Give me an email. My email there, pat@opportunitycreator.com. And if you're in the southeastern Michigan area, love to meet with you. Love to talk with you. Love to network with people in the similar mindset of creating wealth through real estate. Give me an email and let's see if we can meet up for drinks or dinner. Okay. Listen, I hope that this has been of very good value. Please leave comments below and pay attention for our next video coming very soon. We'll talk to you then. Thanks much, folks. Bye bye now.